fact, 5 tourists from Maharashtra and 1 from Karnataka were among those killed in Pahalgam, Divya. In fact, a realtor from Shivamogga district in Karnataka was allegedly shot dead in front of his wife and son.
That's right, Radhika. The most shocking incident, sending, a message of terror when a family member is being shot in front of your own eyes based on gender and religion. Karnataka's Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, Maharashtra's Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis have condemned the attack. The states have echoed strictest punishment to the perpetrators.
That's right. Let's go straight across to Uma. Uma, can you take us through the casualty figure as far as Telangana, Andhra are concerned? How many people have lost their lives or how many have been injured in the incident from these two places? And also, what is the kind of communication state government is having with the center in terms of repatriation or in terms of bringing the injured back and bringing some of the stranded tourists back? Take us through the details as far as both Andhra and Telangana are concerned.
As of now, we do not know of any casualties of people who belong to Andhra Pradesh or to Telangana. But yes, there was an officer who was working here in the ministerial section of the IB, Manish Ranjan, and he, along with his wife and 2 children, was holidaying. He was on LTC, he was holidaying. So obviously the terrorists had no idea of knowing that he's an officer belonging to the Intelligence Bureau. He was there as a tourist along with his family members, and he has been posted here for the last 2 years is what we understand, and he is in fact from Sasaram in Bihar, and what we understand is that the mortal remains would be brought to his home town in Sasaram, Bihar only, and the shock that has come through for all the colleagues and family members here, some of the intelligence officers telling us that 2 things about it, that it is not as some social media handles are trying to portray, saying that this could have been an attack on some kind of an intelligence officers. They are pointing out that he was only on holiday and nobody knew about where he was posted or where he was working, and it just happened that he happened to be one of the tourists who was attacked, and in front of his wife and 2 young children, he was shot dead. Back to you.
Right, thank you so much, Uma, for getting us those details. Let's also go across to our colleague Deepak, who's joining us. Deepak, take us through the people from Karnataka who have been impacted by this attack, because this attack was on people from different corners of the country. We're talking about 26 people, mostly tourists. Take us through the people in Karnataka who've been impacted by this attack. We do know Siddaramaiah has sent some officials to Jammu and Kashmir in order to assist in the situation.
Yes, what an unfortunate incident, and right now we are getting this official confirmation that 2 people from Karnataka have lost their lives. That number could go up because there are a couple of more who are injured is what I'm learning. The 2 people, one of them is from Shivamogga, he's 47 years old, he's a realtor named Manjunath. He was traveling with his wife and his child, and he was shot dead. And apart from that, the other is a 41-year-old techie from Bengaluru. I'm right now in Bengaluru's Mattikere. I'm just going to show you this particular road where the residence of Bharat Bhushan is. He was managing a family-run business. He was as well touring Kashmir. You can see the police have now barricaded the area. His residence just across this stretch of the road that I'm standing in. The police right now have requested that the family be given some space, and right now, of course, it is a very, very difficult time, not just for the family of Bharat Bhushan, for the family of anybody who have their relatives in Kashmir. There is, of course, fear, there's anxiety, and for, of course, the people who've lost their loved ones, it is absolute distress. Right now, as far as the Karnataka government is concerned, Minister Santosh Lad is right now there overseeing any sort of arrangements that needs to be done to bring back those who've lost their lives, and also to ensure that medical attention is given to those who are injured and they can be brought back to Karnataka as soon as possible. We've been told that the flight to Bengaluru bringing the mortal remains of Bharat Bhushan, where Bharat Bhushan, the techie, where I'm right now standing it, his mortal remains of course will be brought in at about 3 this afternoon. At about 6 we are expecting the mortal remains of Manjunath to be brought in to Shimoga. So in terms of arrangements, a lot needs to be done. We're also told that Tejasvi Surya, who was already in Kashmir for some other work, has been asked by the BJP state leadership to coordinate efforts as well with the state government representatives. So as far as the Karnataka government is concerned, they are trying to do their bit in ensuring that they can help as many stranded tourists there as possible. But definitely distressing the news that has come in, and it has left the entire country in a state of shock.
Absolutely, Deepak. As far as these families are concerned, we know for a fact that there is some sort of coordination happening, but also arrangements have been put in place. If you can explain to us what arrangements have been put in place in terms of repatriation, and are family really receiving constant updates or communication from the authorities, perhaps regarding the investigation, compensation, and when they could perhaps receive the mortal remains. So is there any sort of communication between state government and centre happening at this point?
Well, as far as for the people, anybody who's stranded, the state government has already put out helpline numbers. Of course, there's a central helpline number too. So these two helpline numbers will be where tourists or the family members will have to reach out, give information if they're not able to, of course, connect with their family members who are right now stranded. Apart from that, like I mentioned, the Minister for Labour, Mr. Santosh Lad, has already taken a special flight. He's in Kashmir overseeing arrangements there. First priority, of course, is to ensure that anybody who's injured gets good treatment. If they're stranded, to make sure that they have any sort of facilities that are made to ensure that they're safe return, and also make arrangements to ensure that the deceased or the mortal remains of the deceased, of course, is brought back very soon, so that the family get to pay their respects. And as we speak right now, the police have made ample arrangements outside the residence of Bharat Bhushan here at his residence in Bengaluru. 3 p.m. is when we are expecting the mortal remains to reach here. Efforts are on to coordinate with central agencies as well from the state government. As of now, we are also, as far as development in Bengaluru is concerned, the AICC President, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, he is here in the city at about 12 this afternoon. He's expected to address a press conference where he's expected to speak on the terror attack, of course, that has now shocked the entire country, and he's condemned it. He has said that this is a time to stand united, and we'll really have to see what more he'll have to say when that press conference happens later in Bengaluru here.
Right, of course, Deepak, we do know that this attack that's taken place that has claimed 2 lives. These are people that you mentioned, Manjunath Rao, a resident of Shivamogga, and Bharat Bhushan, a resident of Bengaluru. Get us an update on the family members, because we do know that their wives and their sons were also with them at the time of the attack that took place.
Well, what I'm learning is some distressing news, especially in the case of Manjunath. I've been told that he was making his way to get something to eat for his son. That is when the terrorists shot him dead. At that point in time, the wife has shouted for help. But it was for no avail, and some of them even recall that they heard gunfire. They thought it was some training that was going on there. Only then did they realize, when the terrorists came close to them, that there was actually activity that was happening there, and people were being shot at. And they were traveling after their son's PUC exams, and he had done well. It was a moment of celebration for Manjunath's family, but unfortunately now it's a moment of tragedy for them. As far as Bharat Bhushan is concerned, he too was traveling along with his wife and child. Right now he has been killed. Both of them were traveling to just witness Kashmir, the beauty of Kashmir. But here, this was of course the main target of the terrorists, to ensure that there is fear that is set in the minds of the people. But many of the family members who've been speaking out, they're saying that this is not going to really affect their spirits, and this is just going to make Indians stronger, stand united in this time time of grief, and it is the most cowardly act to really go ahead and target innocent civilians who are there to just spend some quality time with their family in an integral part of their country.
All right, thank you, Deepak, for getting us those details. Of course, we'll keep coming back to you. A tragic incident, certainly. Of course, the entire world is condemning this horrific attacks on tourists in Kashmir.